Jeffrey Dahmer, Tim Allen, Charles Manson, Martha Stewart, O.J. Simpson, DMX, David Berkowitz, T.I., Wesley Snipes, and Lil' Kim. What do all these people have in common besides being famous? And it's not cooking with Martha Stewart. They've all served prison times. They've served different prison sentences at different prisons, whether it be state or federal. Their crimes have ranged from tax evasion, inside trading, murderer, and serial killer. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to explain some rules and regulations that state and federal prisons offer inmates. The first, I would like to talk about state prisons. The most common number of guard to inmate ratio is 7-1. This is from Ohio State Prison. A few other prisons, such as California, would have a higher inmate ratio to guard ratio because of the inmates incarcerated. Inmates have what is called a commissary. They can purchase things from the commissary such as food, clothing, snacks, reading material, anything that can pass their time. Although each state has their own cap on the commissary, Idaho's is $300 a month that an inmate is allowed to purchase. The way an inmate gets money on his commissary is through working through the prison, or family and friends put money on what is called their books. One of the privileges in prison that is a controversy at the moment is conjugal visits. Conjugal visits are allowed only in 6 states: California, Connecticut, Mississippi, New Mexico, New York, and Washington. In Mississippi, they're allowed 1 hour with their spouse or domestic partner. In Washington, they allow 48 hours with their spouse or domestic partner. This will happen in a private room or a private apartment that is located within the prison walls. Prisoner thinks that having conjugal visits will help a prisoner not be prone to violence or misconduct while being incarcerated. Along with other privileges that cannot be taken away are visitation, food, medical care, and the right to practice their own religion. Although there was one privilege that was banned in all prisons, and that is smoking. They did not take it away fast, they did it gradually, and now the stamp replaces the cigarettes as far as money in prison and for trading. The next, we're going to talk about federal prisons. Federal prisons and crimes are different than state. Federal is across the state law. This can happen with mail fraud that crosses state lines. It also is plane hijacking, kidnapping, bank robbery, tax evasion. In Colorado federal prison, the guard to inmate ratio is 1 to every 2.5 inmates. In federal prison, each inmate will be assigned a unit manager, a case manager, educational rep, correctional counselor, correctional officer, and a unit secretary. Federal prisons have allowed that conjugal visits are not allowed whatsoever. Federal prisons also have banned smoking in their prisons, and they also did it gradually and not cold turkey for the prisoners. Although in their commissary list, they are allowed $320 a month to spend. They get it on their fund card the same way the state does. They either work in the federal prison or family and friends place money on their books. Although what does not count against their commissary list is stamps, writing material, and over-the-counter meds. That is not counted in that $320 a month. I want to tell you about a young boy, Aaron Swartz. He was a 26-year-old that was being indicted for logging on to a JSTOR account. It was a database that had scholarly articles. He was going to rapidly download these articles and make them public. If he would have been convicted of this crime, he would have spent 50 years in prison. Manslaughter has a sentence of 10 years. Bank robbery has a sentence of 20 years. Selling child pornography has a sentence of 20 years. Threatening the president has a sentence of 5 years. Al-Qaeda, if you help him build a nuclear bomb, you have a sentence of 20 years. And fortunately, before Aaron Swartz could be sentenced, he committed suicide and took his own life. So I would like to leave you with this quote from George W. Bush. America is the land of the second chance. And when the gates of the prison open, the path ahead should lead to a better life. Thank you.